Hello YouTube, welcome to Chronicles of Olivia. Today I'm showing you a video that Jason Abarca's mom sent me. She is very emotional in this video and asks you guys for help.
Please reach out or please share my story if anybody can relate. He was being harassed and belittled on a daily basis. Have lost a son or a daughter due to military negligence.
She also talks about the death of her two sons. 2 weeks ago, I did a documentary with her family regarding Jason, 19 years old. He was found hanging upside down in a tree on private property. He was found 1,200 feet away from the crash site where he was driving a vehicle and crashed it. That was on December 13th, and he was found a few months later, April 29th. Corey Platt was Jason's older brother, and he, 6 months before December 13th, took his own life. He was being bullied at his army base in Washington State. He was in the military. In this video, Jennifer talks about her frustrations. She feels alone and is wondering if there's anyone out there who's had a similar experience with military negligence, or maybe you might know someone who does. And watch this video and maybe you can help Jennifer in some way. At the end of the video, if you would like to donate to their GoFundMe, I highly suggest you do so that they can hire a private investigator or an attorney. They want to look deeper into Jason's case. The way that he was hanging from this tree is suspicious. I have a sketch right here. It's just a bit odd how he was found hanging, and seeing that Jason was so athletic just raises a lot of red flags.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Soto. First of all, I want to say thank you to Olivia for posting my story about Jason, my son Jason Abarca, and Corey Platt, Captain Corey Platt, that died last year. I want to thank her for bringing those stories to you. And I also want to thank again all the people that have commented so nicely. Just gives me faith that people do still actually care in the world, like I said in the other post. And thank you for signing the petition. I can't believe how many people have signed. It means a lot to reopen Jason's case. I wanted to just say some more things from my heart today to you guys. So about my son, Captain Corey Platt, who died on May 24th last year. He took his own life. He was being harassed and belittled on a daily basis. He was stationed in Joint Base Lewis McChord in Lacey, Washington. I just wanted to give you a little background on Corey. He was a triathlete in high school. He loved to play football. He played track. He was very smart. He got a merit scholarship for football and track to Bethany College in West Virginia. He was on the dean's list. He graduated from Bethany College in 2018 with a psychology degree and occupational therapy. He then decided that he wanted to join the military, as his two older brothers did. His oldest brother served. My son was in the Marines. Then my son Corey's fraternal twin brother he served in the Navy. He still to this day serves for the Navy as a civilian now on the base. So Corey decided he also wanted to join the military. He went to basic boot camp in Fort Benning, Georgia in the fall of 2018. He was very excited, did very well there. We went to his graduation. Then he went to OCS to become an officer since he had graduated college. He graduated OCS at Fort Benning. Also, on February of 2019, he was sent to the base in Missouri, was there for, I believe, about a year, and then was sent to Joint Base Lewis McChord in Lacey, Washington. Seemed to be doing very well. Last year, he was accepted to medical school because he wanted to become a psychologist, and he was going to start medical school last August in Florida. Corey did not let myself or any of his 5 siblings know that he was being bullied and mistreated and be called names on a daily basis. Recently on Facebook, I reached out to many of Corey's friends on Facebook just to kind of, I don't know why I did, but so many of them responded and friended me, and a lot of them did not know that Corey had passed away. And they sent me the most beautiful, beautiful comments and messages. And some of them couldn't believe he'd taken his own life. But it really meant a lot. All those people that took their time and wrote paragraphs, you know, how wonderful of a person he was. Actually, today, one of Corey's high school friends messaged me on Facebook, and this year is their 10-year high school graduation reunion. And she asked me if she could use pictures and some videos of Corey to show a tribute at their 10-year high school graduation. I'm sorry. And of course I told her thank you, that was very kind of her for reaching out. So with all that being said, my problem still exists that the Army has failed to provide me an Inspector General report that my son Corey, Captain Corey Platt, filed in April of last year. The reason that I have asked for this is because in over 2,000 medical documents that Corey was seeing a psychiatrist and doctors on the base, he provided multiple names of people that were harassing him and saying comments to him. And also his commander was giving him a hard time about going to doctor's appointments or taking any time off to see a therapist. She knew that he was diagnosed with severe depression, suicidal and homicidal thoughts. His military police weapon that was issued to him was taken away from him sometime in August of 2022. So my problem is I don't know why she didn't try to transfer him to another base if she knew he was getting harassed and belittled and all that. So I want that Inspector General report because that's going to say a lot, and they haven't provided it to me. I've had probably 3 casualty officers now since my son passed away. I've asked for it. I've sent FOIA requests. My lawyer that I do have requested an appeal asking for it again. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. The reason I'm telling you these stories is because I'm hoping to have people reach out to me. Like, I know probably no one has had the exact same things happen to their life. Probably, I hope, losing 2 sons within 7 months of each other. But I know for a fact there's many families that have lost a son or a daughter due to military negligence. And my hope is, besides myself, there's plenty of people in this world that are suffering, and I just want to make some type of, I don't know, an act, something where any of our children as adults decide to join any military branch, that a bill or something is made stating that they must provide 2 emergency contacts, and those 2 emergency contacts while they are under the military, if at any time that person is ever diagnosed with depression, suicidal thoughts, anything that could be life-threatening, those 2 medical emergency contacts will be immediately called and let them know. Now, why do I say that? Because some of you may know about HIPAA, Health Information Privacy Protection Act. That is, so let's say you go to the hospital, but you didn't want your husband or your son or your daughter to know you're in the hospital, but they know you went, but they don't know why you went. Well, unless they give the hospital permission that you can have information about why they're there, they cannot know. I believe if that act or a bill was created that be done, that possibly it could save some lives. Myself and like I said, my 5 other sons and my daughter, none of us knew that Corey was suffering and so depressed that he would take his own life. So I wanted to reach out because it's not just my story. I know there's other people out there. I know, daughters have been raped. I know sons have killed themselves because a lot of these young people think they're getting away from their parents. They're signing to go off to, the military, to explore, to be, do new things. They never think that they might get bullied or hazed or beat on or raped as females. They never think about that. And that should not be something that happens when our children go and decide they want to serve our country. I had 3 sons serve our country, and now I'll talk about my other son, Jason. So Jason, yes, you guys want to know, yes, he was a fugitive, allegedly. He took a lady's car. He also damaged some people's grass and a fence, I believe. I don't condone that in any way, shape, or form. My problem is this, which I know other families and other people have probably had affected by police negligence. Had my son been arrested that night and found as he should have been, he would be in jail. He would serve time. He would pay restitution. I would make him pay restitution if the court did not. These are all things that I feel that if the police had found my son, which they should have found my son, they did not properly search. I was called at 5:45 on December 13th, and I told the detective at that time my son was going through mental issues. He was extremely depressed that his brother had killed himself. Jason had a prescription of Adderall, and he misused it. If you look up when someone overdoses or misuses Adderall, it has effects of paranoia. Many different things can happen if you overtake Adderall. The autopsy report did show that he had high levels of meth in his body, which a lot of Adderall turns into meth, I guess, because of what's in it. So yes, if you want to judge my son and see only that he was a fugitive, I understand you're looking at that part of it, but my son worked 5 days a week. My son was a sweet person. He worked a year and a half at the warehouse where I'm a truck driver. When I would come back to work, he would come and help me to empty out my truck. Sometimes he would say, "So Mama, are you gonna cook tonight or are you gonna order food?" He would say different things. We have dogs, and I always dress my dogs. I put little shirts on them or pajamas. Me and my daughter buy them. And whenever we'd have the shirts off them, Jason would say that they're naked because they don't have a collar on and they didn't have a shirt on, and he'd pet them. And he taught 2 of my dogs multiple tricks. They were very smart, and he helped them. Jason loved football as well. Jason was my youngest son. He died when he was 19 on December 13th. He played football. He did wrestling. He did track. He fell kind of in his brother's footsteps because he had all those 4 older brothers, and 3 of them graduated from the high school that Jason ended up going to in 9th grade. In middle school and high school, Jason was hazed, bullied, picked on a lot. You guys have seen pictures of my son, but he was a skinny kid. When he died, he probably only weighed about 140, 150 pounds, 5'8". And he was following his older brother's footsteps to go to high school and play football. However, his older brothers were a little bit bigger stature, like they were about 5'10", very muscly. No one really ever messed with my other sons until Corey last year in the army. But I just don't want this to only be about my 2 sons that died, because I know so many people out there have had children, maybe your parent, one of your parents, both of your parents, friends or family pass away from cancer, from a car accident, from a stroke, from a heart attack, multiple different things. As a truck driver, I drive by cemeteries. every day, and I just think about all the people that have so much pain, and all I can tell you is that my two sons should not have died. My son Corey was a captain in the Army, was going to start medical school in Florida in August, and because his commander would not transfer him or call someone or get my son more help, he felt he had no way out. He just wanted to kill himself. I'll never have grandchildren for my son. And for Jason, he was only 19. He also wanted to join the Army like his 3 older brothers, and I would have loved that. He was so proud that he was going to join this year. He kept talking about it, and now he can't because he's dead. The police neglected to find my son that night, and I lost my baby. I lost my youngest son. And I know some people talk about that he did a crime, but he did a crime that could be paid for with some jail time and restitution. A lot of people do crimes. When we speed, when you get a speeding ticket, that's a crime. When you see people peeing on the side of the road, that's a crime. I'm not comparing those to what my son did. I feel horrible that he scared anybody. But you have to realize that was not my son in a normal state of mind. He was a sweet, calm person. Always calm. If I ever got hyper or yelled at all at him, he would say, "Why are you yelling, mama? Why are you yelling? Don't yell. You don't need to yell." You know? He just wanted to always talk quiet and calmly. At my job, 2 grown men do his job and don't do his job as good as what he did it. He did it by himself, and he did it better than anybody ever did it. I don't know. I just am pleading if there's anyone out there that can help me, or a story. Tell me a story, or tell me where can I go. I need a lawyer to do police negligence against that Winchester Police Department, because they should have found my son. Even in the police report it says that they should have gotten a helicopter or looked for him, but instead they just left him to die. I told them that he had mental problems and to please find him. It was 22 degrees. It was dark. It was in the middle of the woods. Nowhere. We didn't know the area. He didn't know where he was. He didn't have a cell phone. I told them that he did not have a cell phone, but they kept saying he got picked up. He did not get picked up. Jason was a loner. He worked all the time, went to the gym, played basketball at the park by our house. That's all he did, and played Xbox with his brothers. I'm sorry. Anyways, so I'm just asking, please, if anybody can give me any advice. I would greatly appreciate you listening to my story and about my sons. But I lost 2 babies, and I know I need to move on, and I can move on, but I want to do something that matters. And maybe not even for myself or my sons, but something greater than that. As far as, like I told you about the military making people give 2 family emergency contact names when anybody signs up to join the military, whatever branch. And as far as the police, who has the higher power? Like, police, military. First of all, I have much respect for all military and police and firefighters, emergency rescue people. I have great respect and honor for all of you. But for police or anyone that does not do their job fully, I can't. I don't know who do you go to then, because the police are the law. You know, they're protected. I feel like my son died that night and nobody cared. Nobody cared. And then I kept begging them to please go look. I know my son is dead. I know he's frozen to death or someone killed him in the woods. Please find him, because it was private property. And they wouldn't do anything. And then when they did finally find him, they wouldn't even call me to say, "Can you come and look and see?" Of course, I would not want to see my son hanging from a tree, but I could have at least said goodbye to him instead of touching a body bag that smelled like roadkill. And every day I drive as a truck driver and I see animals all the time that are dead on the side of the road, and I have to smell that in my truck, the roadkill, and it just reminds me of touching my son's remains in a body bag. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've been so emotional. I'm gonna stop now, but I just wanted to please, if anyone can give me any advice, or maybe there's a lawyer out there that has done police negligence cases in Virginia that would be willing to take my case. I have evidence. I have many text messages and calls and pictures. And again, thank you everybody that says nice comments or anything. Even when you share your own story, it means a lot to me. I don't understand people that say rude comments, because in this world, like, there's already so much sadness and evilness, and I just believe that if you're going to say something, you should say something nice. Every day I go to work and I try to be happy. Sometimes I cry in my truck because I think about my sons that are gone. But when I see customers, even if they're in a bad mood or maybe they don't talk to me or whatever, I still always acknowledge them and say good morning or have a good day, have a good weekend. Because it's better to try to stay positive than to just only be angry and hateful. So thank you for listening to me, and please reach out or please share my story. And if anybody can relate or wants to tell me anything, please reach out. And again, thank you so much, Olivia, for sharing my stories. Alright, have a good day. Bye.
The link to the GoFundMe is in the description of this video, and stay until the end of the video to read some reflections that friends and classmates wrote about Jason.